Good afternoon. 2 minutes in the box with Gordo, April 12th, 2025. Today, we are going to be recapping last night's games, the latest on the standings, playoff chase and race, and latest news, rumors, and updates. This is 2 minutes in the box with Gordo, the daily grind. Okay. All right. So, first off, the Ottawa Senators against the Montreal Canadiens. 5-2 victory for the Ottawa Senators. And yeah, this is a crucial victory for Ottawa because Ottawa, they got those two valuable points so that Montreal still hasn't clinched yet, but very valuable situation right here. And Shane Pinto, nice bounce back 20 goal season. Shama Shabbat with 34 assists. Drake Batherson, 23 goals. And Jake Sanderson, 44 assists. Dylan Cousins is fitting nicely with the Ottawa Senators. And we got to tell you, like we could be seeing a potential first round Battle of Ontario matchup. It could happen. It's going to happen. The odds are favoring it, and it's going to be a bloodbath. All right. The Detroit Red Wings playoff chances and hopes are still alive. Victory, overtime winners against Tampa Bay Lightning 4-3. Marco Casper, man, he has got to be the most quiet, under the radar rookie in the NHL right now. 18 goals. This kid is a dynamo. Nice bar down goal last night. I guarantee you that he is going to be 25 to 30 goals next season. He is definitely improved along the way when Tom McCollum took over the Red Wings coaching gig back in December. And man, he had a nice game last night. Man, oh man, 2 goals. Patrick Kane, 21 goals. You know, I'd say this, the Lightning, they fought hard, but they did get a guaranteed finish in the top three of the Atlantic Division. And Brandon Hagel, 51 assists this season. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Man, we're going to see a very interesting, finish, within the Atlantic Division. Meanwhile, former Atlantic Division rivals, the Penguins and Devils, who are in the Metro now. So, Pittsburgh Penguins, nice 4 goal bounce back in the third period. Sidney Crosby, game winning goal, 99th of his career, 2 points. He's got 32 goals, 57 assists, 89 points. Sidney Crosby, by my calculations, he is going to be finishing with a total of 94, maybe 95 points. That's just unbelievable. I mean, Sidney Crosby is like fine wine. The older the berry, the sweeter the juice. The game he's still playing, he is remarkably unbelievable still. And the Edmonton Oilers, 4-2 victory against the San Jose Sharks. And congratulations to Jeff Skinner. And it's like, and here's Sam Rosen's famous quote in his career: "The waiting is over. The waiting is over. Jeff Skinner is finally making the NHL playoffs. It's a miracle. Jeff Skinner is going to the playoffs for the first time of his career. After years with the Buffalo Sabres and with the Carolina Hurricanes, according to the math, it is remarkable. 1,075 games, and he finally makes it to the playoffs. What an unbelievable achievement for the former first round pick, Jeff Skinner. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And all in all, Will Smith had a good game. William Eklund had a good game as well for the San Jose Sharks. But Connor McDavid is 71 assists. He is one of the best. I mean, 4-point night. Man, I would love for this guy to win a Stanley Cup, but let's just be honest, the only way you see Connor McDavid win the Stanley Cup, here's my options. It's either he goes to Toronto or he goes to somewhere in the United States. And this season alone, 97 points for 97, in 65 games. Connor McDavid is just a phenom. He's still one of the best. He is one of the best in the world. And all right, so Calgary Flames, they're still alive. They got 3 games left. A very crucial, valuable win against the Minnesota Wild, 4-2 win. Nazem Kadri, 32 goals. Ryan Lomberg gets the game-winning goal. And Minnesota, like they haven't clinched yet. They haven't clinched yet. This right here is going to be very crucial for the Flames. The Blues only got 2 games left, and we are going to preview tonight's games. So we've got the Islanders and the Flyers at 12:30. That's coming up in a moment. This one right here, Islanders are trying to still stay alive, and it's a very crucial matchup. It's a metropolitan rivalry. Then you got the Capitals and Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets are trying to stay alive as well. And the Washington Capitals with Ovi with his 895 goals, 42 goals, leading the Washington Capitals. And Kirill Marchenko, 70-point season. Just unbelievable year for the young Russian. And Zach Werenski doing his thing with 56 assists. And Dylan Strome with 51 assists. Man, Capitals could be playing their rival potentially in the first round, but the Washington Capitals, they are top of the Metro and top of the East. And meanwhile, speaking of the Metropolitan, the New York Rangers trying to stay alive in the playoff chase, playing against the Carolina Hurricanes at 3 o'clock. This matchup here, Carolina, I'll tell you, I think there's a lot of haters out there with the Carolina Hurricanes, but this team could be very dangerous. It's David against Goliath. It's Carolina against the world. Rollywood against the world, I guess. I mean, wow. I think Carolina, they can, if they play Washington in the second round, man, oh man, this would be going to 7 games and it will be a controversial finish. That's where I'm seeing it. 4 o'clock, Colorado Avalanche against the LA Kings. And speaking of Colorado Avalanche, Nathan McKinnon and his teammates made a surprise appearance last night to see their teammate Gabriel Landeskog. First game in 3 years. He was playing with the Colorado Eagles, the Avalanche's farm team in Eaglewood, Colorado. I'm very happy to see that Gabriel Landeskog is back in the lineup. He was very effective. He played well. He had a couple penalty minutes, a couple shots on goal, winning against the Henderson Knights 2-0. And it was just a beautiful sight to see. And all the adversity and the obstacles what Gabriel Landeskog went through, he is back in the lineup. First time since lifting that Stanley Cup against the Tampa Bay Lightning 3 years ago. And meanwhile, they're playing the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning, they are ready to increase their division, their second place spot in the Pacific Division. Meanwhile, the lowly Buffalo Sabres against the Florida Panthers, we got Vanta Vanacek starting in net tonight. And we got some resting Panthers, and they are resting their core so they don't get sore and they don't have a poor playoff performance. And I believe that it won't be a surprise that the Florida Panthers, they got 2 games left at home and one more on the road. And that last road game is going to be very crucial. And Tage Thompson, I mean, give him an applause. He's going to be finishing off with 46, 47 goals this year. Man, he deserves better. That Buffalo Sabres squad deserves better. And Ramus Dahlin as well. They need culture. They need an identity. It sucks for them. I would love to see the Buffalo Sabres get their act together, but, they got to get a culture. I mean, look at the Florida Panthers. They went through a horrendous 12 years of hell, and then once they got new ownership and fixed the problems, look what happened. One of the most popular teams in the NHL, Stanley Cup champion, and they are just an unreal team. Unreal team. All right, now let's go over to the Atlantic Division other matchups. So we've got the Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Ivan and Demidov steps on the ice this morning with his new team, the Montreal Canadiens. It's going to be exciting. I mean, it's going to be a dangerous squad with Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, and Demidov and Patrick Laine. I mean, they got some scoring. They've got everything. Lane Hudson. Montreal could be a very dangerous team. If they only would have a solidified goaltender, man, I believe this Montreal team could be a dangerous team. I mean, Toronto's dangerous too. This is a crucial matchup right here as well. And Mountain Bowl, man, 30 wins this season. He's done very well. He's having a career year. And yeah, I gotta say, this original six matchup is going to be fun to watch tonight as well. And meanwhile, you've got in the Central Division the best team in the NHL, the Winnipeg Jets, against the worst team in the NHL, Chicago Blackhawks. And I gotta tell you, Winnipeg is ready. They have everything intact, and Winnipeg is ready to clinch home ice advantage throughout the Western Conference and throughout the Stanley Cup playoffs. Winnipeg is dangerous. They've got Kyle Connor with 40 goals, 54 assists, and then you've got Connor Hollaback. He's got potential of MVP, Vezina Trophy. I mean, everything, just everything given to him. Yeah, this game is going to be an interesting matchup. Then you got the Utah Hockey Club against the Dallas Stars. Dallas is trying to keep that home ice advantage, second spot in the Central Division. They are a dangerous team to watch. Dallas has got everything they got, and they are on a mission to get to the Stanley Cup Finals. They got the depth. They are ready. Oh, yeah, they are 110% ready. In Utah, they've had a great year, 36 wins. And I got to say, they've got a bright future. This Utah Hockey Club has got a very bright future ahead of them. And I like their squad, what they've got. All right, now we've got at 10 o'clock, we've got the Minnesota Wild and the Vancouver Canucks. Minnesota trying to increase their point lead in the wild card chase. And, they got to clinch because Calgary is chasing, man. After losing to the Flames last night, it's going to be a crucial game for the Minnesota Wild against the lowly Vancouver Canucks. Now you've got at 10 o'clock Nashville Predators against Vegas Golden Knights. Jonathan Marchessault returning to Vegas. And Vegas is trying to increase their division lead in the Pacific. And I got to tell you, Jack Eichel is a phenom. I mean, career numbers. He's got 66 assists this year. Jack Eichel is just a phenom. 93 points with a plus 30. Yeah, Buffalo, how does it feel now? Losing your generational player, and he is literally kicking ass in Vegas. And, and you thought he was the problem. You're the problem, Buffalo. You're the problem. Yeah, check yourself in the mirror. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Oh, you did because it's Friday the 13th. So, in the final matchup, crucial game for the St. Louis Blues. Their second to last game of the season. They got to win this one. It's a crucial game. They're playing against the Seattle Kraken, and Calgary's catching up on them. And, the Jubu Cinderella run could be at stake here. I think the Blues have got to get it done. They've got to finish. They got to keep an eye on Calgary, though. That is your assignment. You've got to ignore, and they're across the border. They are basically across the border right now. And if I were St. Louis, put a pounding, get this dub important now. And let's look at the standings for the updates. So Toronto, 100 points, top of the Atlantic Division. The Lightning, second place with 98. Florida Panthers, third with 96. Very close. Tampa Bay's got 3 games left, and they could catch up with the Toronto Maple Leafs, 2 points behind. Maple Leafs have 4 games left. Florida Panthers have 79. They got 4 points to catch up for the division lead, 2 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Home ice advantage. It's very crucial right now. Crucial right now. Whoever, and I'll tell you, the first 2 rounds with this Atlantic Division, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be ugly. And I guarantee you that this team is, in any of these teams, these 4 teams, including the wild card, we're talking about they're going to be barely breathing and surviving on crutches. They're going to be in a body cast by the conference finals. That's how I see it. And then we got the Metropolitan Division. The Capitals get the best record in the Eastern Conference with 109. First place in the Metropolitan. Hurricanes with 97. Second place. Devils third with 89. Wild card Ottawa Senators with 92. And they are 4 points behind the 4 points behind the Panthers, 6 points behind the Lightning, and 8 behind the Maple Leafs. Close, close, close. Everything's on the line here. Everything's on the line. In Montreal, they have 87 points for the final wild card spot. Man, close, close, close. Anticipation here, people. Close. It is so close. It's as unreal. Now you've got the Blue Jackets, Red Wings, and the Rangers three-way tie with 81, and they have 6 points to catch up with the Montreal Canadiens. Everything is crucial. The Blue Jackets, they've got 4 games left. Meanwhile, the Red Wings and the Rangers and the Canadiens have 3. The Islanders have 79. They have 4 games left. All right, now in the Western Conference, the Winnipeg Jets with the best record in the NHL, top of the Central Division, 112. The Dallas Stars, second in the Central, 106. They are 6 points behind the Winnipeg Jets. 100 points for the Colorado Avalanche. They are 6 points behind the Dallas Stars for their home ice advantage in the first round. Vegas Golden Knights, 105 in the Pacific Division, 99 for the LA Kings. They are 6 points behind Vegas. And the Edmonton Oilers are 2 points behind the LA Kings for that second spot in the Pacific Division. And they are 8 behind the Vegas Golden Knights, top of the Pacific Division. And meanwhile, we got a tie between the Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues with 93 points. And both have 2 games left on the dock. And meanwhile, the Calgary Flames, they've got 3 games remaining, and they've got 90 points, and they are trying to catch up. They're 3 points behind both the Wild and the Blues. It's going to come down to the wire. Could this be like a 2010 scenario, like the New York Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers shootout? And it was epic, and then the Flyers win in the shootout, and they were a Cinderella story that went all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals and losing this Game 6 against the Chicago Blackhawks. Could we see a historical sequel? Oh yeah, perhaps. Perhaps we might see a sequel to it. All right, now, before we sign off, let's get to the latest news and rumors. And before we do that, it's the NCAA National Championship. We've got Western Michigan against Boston University. Quick prediction. I am going to go first time ever in Western Michigan history. The crazy lunatics of Bronco country, Bronco reign. The Western Michigan Broncos win the first ever national championship in their program's history against an historic, iconic Hockey East powerhouse, Boston University. I'm predicting it. I know it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game, but I'm going to go with the Broncos. It's going to be a feel-good story, though. It's going to be a feel-good story. And yeah, I know the rumor mill is a little iffy right now, but we will get to the news and the rumors and all that stuff tomorrow. But yeah, it's the last Saturday before game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs start next week. And our last update is that the Hobey Baker Award winner, Michigan State forward Isaac Howard, the prospect of the Tampa Bay Lightning, wins the Hobey Baker Award, and he's the first Michigan State to win the Hobey Baker Award since Ryan Miller back in 2001. And I got to tell you, it's going to be a very interesting offseason. And don't forget, the Hudson, Wisconsin native was selected by Lightning in 2022 in the late first round. And I got to tell you, he is, 1 year from now, August 15th, 2026, he'll be a UFA. As I said before, why rush him? Like, he wants to win a national championship. He wants to get his education. He's going to get paid $100,000. And the Lightning, their depth is very deep. I don't know where he could play in the lineup right now. And You've got it like, oh yeah, we got this whole thing, like, Syracuse and all that stuff. I would rather play in East Lansing than Syracuse right now. And at the end of the day, if I were the Lightning, I would stockpile on draft picks like right now. Get two draft picks or maybe three in return if you can't get a contract with Isaac Howard. And if you lose him for nothing, that's on you and it's on him. Yeah. I know they don't see eye to eye, but get things done, take care of business, and if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. All right. I would I would kill to win for a national championship. Michigan State should have won the national championship this year. They should have been there. But no, they lost to Cornell in a controversial situation late in the third period. I would tell you, if Michigan State would have been in the national championship game this year, and if they would have won theoretically, Isaac Howard would immediately sign his NHL contract. That's where I see it. You got to finish what you start. You can't walk away from the job. If you walk away from the job, you feel like a failure and it's incomplete. You got to get the assignment done. I would do this if I were any player in this situation. If I were Isaac Howard, stick to your guns, kid. Get your national championship and then sign with the Lightning. But if you don't, you can go anywhere you want. You know, anywhere you want. You know, if you don't like one flavor, there's a reason why there's 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins. All right, there you go. All right, this has been 2 Minutes in the Box with Gordo, the daily grind of news, rumors, and updates. We'll be back here tomorrow. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Rumble, etc. Have a great Saturday, everyone, and I'll see you guys in the rinks.